How did Rome fall? Was it the barbarians, the Goths, the Huns, the Visigoths? Or was it internal decay that brought down the once great empire? Well, stay tuned because today we're going to find out the shocking truth about how Rome really fell. What's up guys, it's Esme and welcome to my channel where we bring you the craziest and weirdest facts from human history. In this series, we uncover the secrets of some of the most famous civilizations in history in separate fact from fiction. So if you're ready to learn the truth about history's greatest empires, then make sure to subscribe for new episodes every week. So let's get into the video. We all know that Rome fell, but when exactly is up for debate. Historians generally consider the traditional date to be 476 AD when Romulus Augustulus, the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, was deposed by the Germanic general Odoacer, but others argue that Rome had already fallen long before this date. So when did it actually happen, and what caused its demise? We tend to think of the fall of Rome as being a sudden event, almost like the death of an individual. But the reality is more like the death of a star, a slow process that happens over millions of years. Okay, maybe not that slow, but it wasn't exactly instantaneous. For centuries, scholars have blamed the so-called barbarians for the fall of Rome. This includes the Goths, the Vandals, the Huns, the Visigoths, and many other so-called Germanic peoples who sacked the city in the 4th and 5th centuries AD. But the truth is that Rome was already on its knees by this point, and these attacks only served to hasten its demise. In fact, Rome had been under attack for decades before the traditional date of 476 AD. By the mid-5th century, only 20% of the empire's territory was still under direct imperial rule, and the rest was occupied by various Germanic tribes. To make matters worse, the empire was being bled dry by constant warfare. Not only were the borders under siege, but the old Roman provinces were also becoming increasingly unstable. To put it bluntly, Rome had lost its mojo, its economy was in sharp decline, its infrastructure was crumbling, and its population had been decimated by disease and war. And this was all thanks to a series of bad decisions made by the ruling elite. While there's no single factor that can be blamed for the fall of Rome, historians have identified several key factors that contributed to its demise. One major issue was the sheer size of the empire. As Rome grew in power, it expanded its territory to include vast areas of land. While this made it the dominant force in the Mediterranean region, it also made it difficult to defend. In fact, by the 3rd century AD, the empire was so sprawling that it was virtually impossible to protect all of its borders. Another problem was the Roman practice of granting citizenship to conquered peoples. While this policy helped to integrate the empire and create a sense of Roman identity, it also led to a dilution of Roman culture. As non-Romans became more integrated into society, they began to adopt Roman customs and values. Over time, this led to a decline in traditional Roman culture, but perhaps the biggest problem was the corruption and decadence of the ruling elite. As the empire grew wealthier, the gap between the rich and poor widened. The wealthy Romans became increasingly corrupt and decadent, while the poor suffered in poverty and squalor. This growing inequality led to social unrest and instability. In the end, it was a combination of all these factors that brought down the Roman Empire. Its size, its diversity, and the decadence of its ruling elite. All of these factors combined to create a perfect storm that led to the fall of one of the greatest empires in history. Now what do you think? Did the Romans have it coming? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. We've got a ton of crazy history videos that will make you question everything you thought you knew. See you next time.
Hi guys, please subscribe my channel.